Hey, what is up, dudes and dudettes? This is dude-diligence here. First of all, I gotta say sorry about the audio quality because I'm not at home, so I don't have all the equipment that we have for video editing, for audio editing, and for recording in general. So bear with me. In this video, we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room, MMTLP. And due to the fact that it's around 12 o'clock on Christmas Eve, so then I supposed to go to sleep, but because I had to do so many Christmas decorating shit that I will just, make this short video without any visual aid, and you guys will just see me talking in here. It should be 5 minutes long, and I will explain to you the reason why Number two and I sold off all our MMTLP back when it was at one point it was at 3.2, one point it was at 2.8, one point it was at 1.8, and I'm pretty sure our average selling price that we sold it off is somewhere around 1.8. We sold some 3.2, we sold some at 2.5, we sold some at 1.8, we sold some at 1.5, and one of the major reason that we sold MMTLP is because we need the extra liquidity, right? On paper, beforehand we were talking about how dividend might be between 0.5 to $1 if they actually sold the asset. If you guys want to hear a very detailed breakdown of what happened there, we can refer you to another video. But if a lot of you are requesting for new videos regarding a very quick explanation on why we think it's going to be between 0.5 to $1, we can literally just skim down a lot of those explanations we made from previous video and tell you guys why the true value should be lying between 0.5 to $1 due to the current oil price situation and the current oil excavation situation. And also we have information on how the basin that MMAT's well is at is actually sort of like a joke in the industry, because not everyone, or most likely no one, drills there due to the oil porosity, the water level content, and how the gas is mixed with oil. Therefore, it's actually really hard to excavate the estimated amount of oil. So let's just say if they found, in this case, they claim they found excavatable oil somewhere around 3.2 billion barrels, or somewhere around that amount, right? And historically speaking, we have some data on university land on who provides some of those data, and we pull some trains and got some private data on what's the from like the wells that had been running, or that some people had high hopes for beforehand, and what are their actual numbers in terms of after the well went dry, how much they actually produced to what their estimations are. Turns out it's a drastic disparity there. This is why no one really liked to drill there. This is why oil land, even with quote unquote big oil reserves, don't really get any traction, because we are now in a very consolidated stage of oil excavation and oil extraction. Therefore, it's going to be cheaper with current equipment that can provide good excavation power when we're sort of dealing with a sort of soil that have a certain porosity level and have a certain water content in them. And this entire basin that MMAT's land was at, or is at still, does not sort of like compatible, or is not compatible with the current equipment that we have on hand, and that's the most efficient equipment we have on hand. And due to the fact that a lot of oil excavation companies has been defunded, and a lot of huge funds and investors have been divesting or divesting in the entire oil industry. Therefore, we don't expect that big equipment companies like Halliburton or SLB to make new equipment that will be more catered to MMAT situation. And even though we still believe that oil price is gonna be hot in the next 5 years, and we still believe that we still need oil to sort of run the entire economy, because essentially electric electric cars are not sustainable. Lithium battery is not really a sustainable way of really making the earth green, and sort of really make everything very sustainable, because the process of producing lithium is actually really toxic. Therefore, eventually we're gonna go back and be like, hey, that we still need oil. Therefore, maybe the big corporations gotta keep running it until the end of the day, until we find a actual workable substitute. So me and number two just don't think it will be a good investment if we have shares of MMTLP if they sell their asset, and when they put out the OTC notice, they didn't even put out an OTC notice. They literally just popped up one day. You got your dividend share, and apparently the preferred dividend shares are tradable on the OTC market, and all the management are denying that they have anything involved with MMTLP on Twitter, including George. But in reality, you cannot really have a derivative like this trading or preferred share trading on the market without anyone knowing. So with that with that said, and with that in mind, we decided to sell our shares. We still have shares in MMAT though, like here, right, the main company, but we don't have shares in here anymore. And in the next video, we're gonna talk in detail about, there's some press release coming out and saying they're remaining their drilling rights in the place that they hold, the oil field, and we're going to talk about the costs associated with maintaining that place, and we're going to talk about the probability of it getting sold by the end of this year, which is almost impossible, which means and we're going to show some document that they sent out before on their 18K and on their, I think, 42B, talking about, by the end of this year, if the land haven't been sold, then perhaps all of these dividend shares will convert into shares of Oilco, which is a new company or subsidiary company that they formed about 2 or 3 months ago to hold these oil assets. And we're going to point out some very problematic situations or problematic issues with having preferred shares like this trading on the market, and when we actually know how what value it's really giving to investors, and a lot of people are being delusional and thinking it's gonna sort of um, be higher than a certain value, and therefore it's gonna create a situation where retail investors are going to hold the bags, and we suspect that some of the people who hold preferred shares within MMAT are offloading on specific situations on specific days, okay, like this one. But anyways, that's for the next video. Then in the next video, there's going to be more visual aid, maybe some editing coming in. So keep tuned and like and subscribe. We're really trying to hit 1,700 subscribers. Some of you are saying that I've been rambling a lot more lately, but I think I'm putting out more and more information out there. So hopefully those videos help you guys, and smash a like button and subscribe. It will help us a lot. Thank you so much.